Hi, this is an FAQ video in a series of them I'm doing just to try to answer some commonly asked questions. This particular video is just going to be about what my personal preferences are in programs, what you should use, what really works well. To start with, if you're going to play videos, highly suggest Rock Player. I like it. It plays about every file you need. You can also change the home directory for where your files are, or where it looks for files, by going to Menu, Options, and the root folder. And I've got mine on this mid-816 set to mount external, so it goes to my external card to look for videos. Really a handy feature there. For audio, I really like to use Astro Player Nova, again because I can set that the directory for where my music's located at. And you can do that by going into Options, General, tablet slipped on me, there we go. General, and you can change your audio folder. Again, I've got it set to my mount external and the audio there. For file explorers, I like to use ES File Explorer for just my normal day-to-day going in, opening a program, opening a file. If I'm going to modify system settings, I like to use a program called Root Explorer, which will ask for super user rights, and then you can go in and modify your files provided your tablet's rooted. For PDFs, I really enjoy using the Adobe Reader, partly because I do a lot of sheet music with the group that I sing with, and I just like it also on this mid-816 screen because you can just see so much more. You can actually view whole pages. And select Adobe Reader, and it's got a couple different options for view. You can, scroll and slide that way, or you can change the view mode to fit to screen. And what's really cool, if we turn it sideways, is now you can just tap and go to the different pages on the document. So again, really handy for me for what I use it for. Come on. There we go. Flip it back down. For ebooks, I'm very partial to Aldico. It's been a very good ebook reader. It's got some nice features. You can adjust the brightness by sliding along the side here. You can tap to go to the different pages. You can zoom in. You can change the fonts. Just a lot of different features with that one. And for a web browser, I have really grown fond of Dolphin HD browser. I find it works a lot better than the stock one. You can also, again, change a lot of different settings. For this mid-816, I've set up my own gesture so that I can zoom in, and I just go like that, and it'll zoom in for me, or if I want to zoom out, I can make a little screen that way. Has all the other full features. It has tab browsing, so you can have multiple tabs. Really just overall works, does everything I need it to. For a launcher, what you see on my home screen here, you see how it has 6 across, 6 down. I'm using ADW launcher. Again, I find it works. You can change the settings, and you can change how many icons are on the screen, how it deals with the icons. When it rotates, it'll splash them there. So you can just change. You can also, it has 5 icons along the side, which is nice, and you can put more icons visible when you're browsing the menu. So again, nice feature. For task killers, I use the Advanced Task Killer Free. I also use the System Panel because you can also go in here and just end all tasks. Free up your system resources, always important. For my keyboard, I'm using Better Keyboard 7. I just find it's easier to use. It still gives you, it'll try to suggest a thing for you if you can. And you can also hold down a key to get the special character, if that one had a special character. So that's okay. Now in terms of widgets, some widgets that I really like to use. I've got the YouTube one here, I've got Twitter. This is the Weather Channel widget. Really great, gives you the weather. And very important, the Power one here lets you adjust the screen brightness just with the tap of a button. Always handy. And then I've got the Audio Manager widget here, which allows me to adjust my volume levels. For those that don't have a physical hardware switch on their tablet, it's almost a must-have, just so you have easy access to change your volume levels. Now on to other programs that I find just good everyday use. Well, maybe not everyday use. One of them is Wi-Fi Analyzer. This basically looks at all the Wi-Fi networks in the area and can give you a graph of how close they are, what their signal strength is. As you can see, right now living in an apartment complex. There's a whole lot of wireless routers, and it tells you what channel they're on, which is really important if you want to find the best channel for you to use. For instance, I'm using mine on channel 3 because there's no one there, so that makes my signal cleaner, essentially. So always a nice little handy app, and just walking around, it's fun to see whose network is open, whose isn't, if you're into that kind of thing. Another very popular program is called Apps to SD. With this program, you can move files or programs that are stored completely on the internal storage, which is a little smaller, to the data side of that partition. And by doing that, you open this up, it gives it to you all by size. Let's say the paper toss game here, I want to free up some space. I just click on Move to SD card. And you can do these same things individually in the normal system settings. This just brings it all into one location, makes it real easy. As you can see, I just freed up 6 megs of my internal storage here. So again, just another nice program to use. Some fun, quirky ones if you'd like. There's one in here called Scanner Radio. And with this program, you can find stations for the EMS, fire, police scanner stations for your local area, and you can listen to those if you're so inclined. In terms of games, you always have Angry Birds. Everybody loves Angry Birds. Some other games that I found are fun to play. You have Slice It. With this program, or with this game, you try to slice up a box into equal-sized pieces. Tiki Towers is kind of a fun, it's kind of like the Goo game, if you know what that is. And we've got some others in here. Asphalt 5 if you want a racing game. There's some Bubble Buster type programs, some Zuma. I really kind of like this also, this Gem Miner, Dig Deeper. It's just a fun little quirky game. You go digging for minerals with your little guy here. No tutorial. So you just take him off and you go and you try to get resources, and when you have resources you bring them back and get your money for them. Just a fun little time killer. Some other good ones, you have Tank Hero, which is cool to play. Play.
3, 2, 1.
Run, guy. But you can also change the settings on how it works. And one other important program, if you have a kid out there, there's a program called Toddler Lock, which I have found extremely useful with my son. But once you open it, and you go on, and you've read the agreement. The way Toddler Locks work, it locks out your screen. So what you have to do is set the default and set it to Toddler Lock. And what this does, it allows you to paint, to draw, to do all sorts of different things that way. You can also clear off the screen. It makes fun little noises, keeps the child occupied, and they can't get out of it and get to other programs. If you want to get out of it, you can just tap the 4 corners and voila, exit. And then you just want to change your default launching program. Voila. So that's it. That's just a very, very quick run through of a lot of the different programs. Things that I found are just my everyday go-to and use. Hope you found them helpful, and if you have any other questions, send them my way and I'll see what I can do to answer them. Thanks. Bye.